I'd do it all again. It was the best I ever had.
You know what the best I ever had was?
What?
Recording podcasts!
Ow!
What up, microphone?
Yeah,
My
hey.
name is Steven Johnston,
And my name is Jesse Titus.
and you are here with us for another exciting episode of American Brews and Tunes.
Episode 22.
Here's a theme song, you know it's not a mean song. It's a good song, just as it should song. American Brews and Tunes. Shibbity beeby dow.
Wow, theme song, have we got a theme song? That's right, you heard it here, you heard it first, we just played the theme song.
What could be the rhyme? You know how like rhymes start off with theme song, da 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 da.
Theme song, wish we had a meme song.
A meme song.
Yeah. Theme song, think I got a dream song. Who you fooling, kid? Man, you ain't got a meme song. What you play in video games? Think you got a Steam song?
Oh my gosh.
And I know you're brewing coffee, so you best be getting the cream song.
Oh. These are all really great.
I'm trying to think of more, but I can't.
I can't think of anything.
I don't know.
Let's just drop it.
Yeah, let's drop it.
Let's drop it. Drop it like it's cold.
The
man.
champion of rhyming theme song is me because I just...
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything, and Steve at least thought of 3, so.
Yeah, and I thought of all the words for the theme song.
Yeah, true.
I wrote that in 2 seconds at work.
Yeah.
On a notepad.
But then it was really nice whenever you had me. You were like, "Do you want to say the shibbity peepity dow at the end?"
Yeah, because I
And
came...
I was like, "Yeah, that'd be great."
if you guys want to hear the story of the theme song, here it is.
Yeah, here it goes.
I was at work, and in my head, I thought, here's the theme song. Hope it's not a mean song. Wait, here's the theme song. Hope it's not a mean song. It's a good song, just as it should song. American Brews. I thought of that in literally like 5 seconds, so I wrote it down on a notepad. I came home, I showed Jess, I said, here's the theme song. I'm going to go record it real quick. And then I recorded it, and I was like, well, I did this all. I should include Jesse so that he doesn't feel left out. And I was like, Jesse, why don't you come record the shibbity beepity dow? So I had him record it in like 5 or 6 different ways. Like,
I can't remember any of the other ones that I did.
shibbity beepity dow. Shibbity beepity dow. Shibbity beepity dow. A whole bunch of different ways. And we ended up, the one we have is, that's the way that we did it and we kept it.
Yeah.
I love that theme song.
It is great. It's like what is it, like 30 seconds long?
Yeah, if you guys really like it, I'll send it to you in MP3 format just for funsies.
Yeah.
Just
Sounds good.
send us your email and we'll send you the theme song.
Yeah.
Hope it's not a mean song.
I hope it's not a mean song. Theme song. Hope it's not a mean song.
Yeah. If you cannot sleep, then the Sandman gives you a dream song.
What'd you say? The salmon?
The Sandman.
Oh,
I
thought you
mumble
said,
and I don't.
I thought you said salmon.
I mumble and I don't. Not articulate.
You don't enunciate
well. Yes. My speaking is very poor. Just the way that I speak.
Just as poor as my writing.
Yeah, your writing's horrible. I attribute to me
Handwriting.
Well, handwriting, yes. Because the way the things I say, I think are decent. The way I say them is not because I don't open my mouth very, very much. I mumble.
just like you proved it right there.
I proved it right there.
What you were saying.
I mumble on a regular basis, and my mind moves faster than my mouth. So all 3 of them combined add for a poor speaker.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the $20 speakers you can buy at Walmart. What up?
$20 speakers at Walmart?
Yeah, like I'm talking like computer speakers or like stereo speakers, like really crappy speakers.
Yeah.
That's just a bad joke. Anyways, let's get into the episode. We really regressed.
That's all right.
Like we said before, my name's Steven Johnston.
And my name is Jesse Titus.
And this is American Brews and Tunes, and it's another fun special episode.
Yeah, episode 22. So, what does the number 22 have in common with what we're doing tonight?
Well, 22 has the same number twice.
Oh,
2 and 2.
2 twice?
Twice.
2 twice.
Or it's got 11 twice. Either way, it's got a bunch of things that are twice.
11 twice.
Yeah. Or, whatever. It's repeating. It's a repeat number.
Yes.
So we repeated albums. Or not albums, I'm sorry. We
Artists.
repeated artists.
Yes.
So
Different records.
for those of you who haven't listened to our previous episodes, this week we are revisiting Bad Religion and Arcade Fire.
Yeah.
In past episodes, Jesse had me listen to Arcade Fire's Neon Bible, and I had Jesse listen to No Control by Bad Religion. So this week, we're like, which bands do we want to revisit and
these are the ones we
recommend
chose.
a different album from?
Yeah.
So we revisited these.
Yes.
So this week you had me listen to Suburbs by Arcade Fire.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, we're very alphabetically similar with these bands that we're revisiting. A for Arcade Fire, B for Bad Religion.
A and B. A is the first, B is the second.
Yes.
So anyway,
we'll come back to these albums. Let's go to the beers.
yeah, you know
shall
what?
we?
Why don't we? Now, as many of you know, a new season is upon us. Or almost upon us. Depending on where you live, a new season is upon us.
What season? The
Winter.
Season of... Oh, I thought you were going to say the Season of the Witch.
No, what?
I think it was a Nicolas Cage movie.
What? What made you think of that?
Because you said a
new
season's
season?
upon us.
Well, I mean winter.
And I also thought maybe you were going to say the next season of this.
Oh, no.
Next season of what?
No, a new season
Of
Game of Thrones. What?
Game of Thrones.
Maybe.
Why are we
I don't
talking
know.
about Game of Thrones on this podcast, which has nothing to do about TV shows?
Because winter is here. Am I right?
I guess.
Winter's coming in the show, but now it's here in the form of this Omagong Game of Thrones beer called Winter is Here.
And I don't think we've actually had any Omagong beers on this podcast, but
I'm
they are
excited.
one of my favorite breweries. They're from Cooperstown, New York.
Yes, they are.
And they specialize in Belgian beers. So
Yes.
it's kind of an interesting...
And most of their beers have a Belgian yeasty flavor to
yes,
them.
yes.
Even if they're
the
not
majority,
a Belgian beer.
The majority of them do. And I've had lots of Belgian beers from Belgium. I've had lots of Americanized Belgian beers, but I think Omagong has some of my favorite.
Gets the closest.
Yeah, they're so good.
But anyway, this is the Winter is Here double white ale.
So it's like an Imperial White Ale, correct?
It's a double white ale.
Well,
If it would have been Imperial, they would have said Imperial White Ale.
well, I from my understanding, double and Imperial are
In general, the same thing.
replaced.
Well, then why do some IPAs say Imperial Double IPA?
I think that's redundant when they do that. That's what I'm saying. That's in my opinion.
Maybe.
But I've also heard like Imperial, like Russian stouts,
Yeah.
is for the like Imperial Tsar.
Well, that's the reason they were made.
Yes, but then who knows? So that's what you're having this week.
Yes, I am. I'm super.
It sounds interesting. You have to let me have a little
sip.
sipsky there because I'm curious.
Well, you know what? I will. I've decided.
And you know what? Give me some truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. If only there was some type of Veritas serum that existed in real life.
Oh, that's a Harry Potter reference.
Yeah, it is.
Well done. Well done. The reason that Jesse refers to this Harry Potter conundrum is because I'm having a brand new IPA, and when I say brand new, I mean the brewery just released this from Dogfish Head. It's called the Liquid Truth Serum IPA.
I'm excited. What does it describe it as? Is it like mosaic hops, or is it like citra hops, or what?
Well, you're asking for the description, right? So do you want me just to read their actual description?
Yeah, you
Okay.
might as well.
Well, here it goes. This is directly from Dogfish Head's description.
People.
Yeah, so I'm quoting them directly right here.
And what app is it on that you can find this description?
I found this description on Untapped, everybody's favorite social drinking app.
The best
Yeah, look it up.
beer
It's
app
great. You'll love
ever.
it. So here's what Dogfish Head had to say about their own brew, Liquid Truth Serum IPA. They say, meet our latest innovation of post-boil hop additions.
Ooh.
And so when they say post-boil, that means they've added all the hops after boiling all the ingredients for the beer.
Yes.
So that's interesting because normally you add hops
During the boil.
like later in the boiling process, but still while it's boiling.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
Sounds unique. Liquid Truth Serum, our unique process involving pelletized, powdered, leaf, and liquefied hops.
Oh.
So that means they're using
oil?
They're using like the hop pellets. They're using powdered hops. I'm not sure what that is.
Powdered hops,
They're
I
using
guess, yeah.
whole leaf hops
And
hop oil. So
oil.
that's
that's
every
a lot of hops.
every way you can use hops. Yeah. And liquefied hops makes for a blissfully inefficient IPA that's truthfully hoppy without being deceptively bitter.
Huh.
So it's going to be hoppy but not bitter. I'm curious.
That'll be really interesting, actually.
They also say you'll find the perfect match of citrusy and tropical notes, making for a zesty finish.
Nice.
Honest. I'm really curious about this because it sounds like it's going to be really hoppy, but not like obviously not bitter. So it's going to be like a fruity hoppy IPA, but you're not going to have the lingering bitterness.
Yeah.
So I'd say more like that New England style, less West Coast style.
You think so?
Based on the description, that's what it sounds like. Not by how it looks, but how it tastes.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Well, that sounds good. Why don't we open these up and
We will
give
open
them a
them.
shot?
And you might hear a weird noise because Jesse actually has a cork in his bottle.
Got a big old bomber from Omegang and it has a cork in it, so...
I hope your cork doesn't go flying and hit my ceiling fan.
It won't. I'm just going to go like this and open it.
Well, good, because I don't want it to go flying and hit my ceiling fan.
It won't. Trust me.
All right, and I have a regular bottle, so you'll hear mine
I
before
really
you
hope
hear
mine
his.
doesn't fizz over, though. Woo, baby!
Ooh, that was quite a pop.
Look at that smoke.
That was pretty cool. That was a good pop. Like a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, it smells really good,
Well,
too.
I guess
dude.
it was very civilized of you to open it without letting it fly. I cannot,
'cause
I cannot open a cork without letting it fly. Just
Normally
because
you go like this with your thumb and just push it up. But I just put my fist around it just with...
I said civilized because you had the restraint to do that. Whereas me, I would say no. If there's a cork, I have to let it fly. It's too fun not to.
Let it slide.
No, let it slide. Let it fly.
I'll let it slide.
All right, well, you did let it slide, and I'm glad because now my ceiling fan is still undamaged.
Oh, man. Okay, so I was reading up on this beer, actually, this Omegang beer, and it says that it was spiced, as normal, Belgian beers are.
What about winter spices?
Well, let me tell you.
All right, I won't interject. I'll let you finish.
Yeah, you crazy. From what I remember, because I went off the description already, it was spiced with like white pepper, coriander, orange peel,
Standard.
and something else.
So I think most of those are the things you find in like even Blue Moon.
Yeah, but Omegang probably did it better than Blue Moon. But anyway.
Hey, no hate on Blue Moon. I love a good Blue Moon.
Do you actually?
Yes, I really like good. I love Blue Moon.
Okay.
You get a Blue Moon with an orange peel. Oh, so good.
This, first of all, smells really good. It smells like you would think an Omegang beer would smell.
Yeah, yours is very light. Mine smells honestly like a standard IPA. Nothing stands out about the smell.
No,
it smells good.
It smells much different than.
Do you think it smells more fruity?
No. Hold on.
I just got
It just smells more like a hot pellet.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I mean?
think so. And as I got a sniff there, I got a little bit of bubbles
foam
on my
on your
nose.
nose.
Yeah. But what do you say we give this the old slogan and put it down the hatch?
The old 1, 2, 3, cheers. 4, 5, 6, gulp.
1, 2, I need a Charleston chew.
1, 2, I need to clink my glass.
Okay, well that works better.
4, 5, 3, 4.
You can't count.
1, 2, I need 1, 2, you know what to do.
3,
3,
4.
4.
Clink.
Shibbity beep a dow and more.
Okay, there you go. That's
That doesn't really make any sense, but
not really, but it's good enough.
okay.
All right, so here it
you
goes.
go.
Shibbity-beep-a-dow! Nice. Oh, wow. This, I'm going to describe mine first real quick because
Go for it. I
the
need to
flavors
taste mine again.
potent.
So.
Wow, it literally tastes like hop, like how hop pellets smell, how like fresh hops smell is how it tastes. But they're not lying when they say there's like really not that bitterness. It's a really weird experience. I really like this. I just went in for sip number 2, and this is amazing.
Want to do a little switcheroo?
Well, you describe yours.
Mine. If you've ever had a beer by Omegang, then you really, honestly, already know what to expect. There's nothing that much different. Like it's a white ale, so it's gonna be very weedy and just think of like a really good wheat ale, but plus the yeasty spiciness that Omegang offers.
Like say someone was going to compare this, and for the sake of people who haven't had any Omegang beer, say someone was going to compare this to a Blue Moon.
Yeah, way different.
How so? Explain. Just
So
set Blue Moon as the standard, and then explain how this would be different.
So Blue Moon is a lot sweeter. It's kind of thick.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Whereas this one is, I guess I should say, cloudy. Blue Moon is very cloudy, whereas this one is very clear.
Because Blue Moon is unfiltered, where this one might be filtered. It's hard to say.
Yeah. But so that gives Blue Moon kind of like a heavier mouth feel. And this one has a very, very, very light feel to it. But it is not, but it has like a stronger, heavier body than Blue Moon does. If that makes sense. There's like more,
Andre the Giant, heavier
there's
body.
more flavor.
He had a pretty heavy body. Bad joke.
That was a
Can I
very
read
bad
you
joke.
what my... I just got a badge on Untapped. Can I read you the first sentence?
Yeah, go for it.
The badge is called IPA for the holidays, and it's a Dogfish Head holiday badge. And it says, "It's the most wonderful time of the year." That's literally what it says.
Year. That's funny.
I just thought it was hilarious. Sorry for my interjection. Let's do a little switch key and see if we
Just like
agree.
that one song, on the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a beer.
Beer. Oh, I actually think this is really sweet. Not the Blue Moon sweetness, but it's like in the way that the Belgian yeast is added to beer. It's got a super Belgian sweetness to it, like the Belgian yeast sweetness. I can taste the coriander very present in here. Very good.
Yeah.
That's a very good
I like
beer.
it a lot.
I would get that.
This is very interesting.
You see what I mean about tasting really hoppy, but not the bitterness?
Yeah, like it tastes.
It tastes like a mouthful of hop
It tastes like a
pellets.
very, very mild hop, like a very mild citrusy hop flavor.
Yeah.
But then there's no bitterness.
It's interesting.
Like
isn't
literally, it's almost like drinking a regular like lager that's hoppy, but it's
Yeah.
a way better body than a
It's
regular
good.
lager.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot too. That's very good. It'll make me tell the truth about stuff.
Well, if you have a couple of them, it'll make anybody tell the truth.
Oh, Steve.
Oh, I'm just kidding, but not really. All right, let's. Do you want
So
to dive into the albums?
I'd say for right now, I'd say both of these beers are pretty darn good.
I would say so too. I'm emphatically
Are you
impressed.
You're emphatically infatuated with this beer.
Yes, we'll go with that. Both beers. I think they're both phenomenal. I would
They're
obviously
both
I bought a
very good.
6-pack of mine, so I will have it again. I would buy that Omagong. I think it's really good
to have it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So now that we've kind of given our opinions, we'll come back later.
If they
See if
our-
anything changed
if our
as they
palates
warm up.
taste, we'll see.
So
Do you want to start off this week? I think I went first last week, and both of us have long albums,
yeah, so it's going to be
so we're really only going to focus on the either recommended or honorable mention tracks.
Yep.
So I'll let you go first.
All right, so the album is Bad Religion. I mean, not the album. The artist is Bad Religion, and the album is Stranger Than Fiction. This album came out in 1994.
It's old.
It's a very old album.
That was when we were 3 years old.
It's 23 years old. 23?
23, yeah.
23 years old.
Maybe when it turns 25, they'll do a 25-year anniversary tour.
That'd be so cool.
I hope so. They're so good
I would
live.
love to see them live. It'd be great.
Worth it. They're so good live.
But anyway,
Yeah.
um,
Do you know anything about this album, though? Did you research it at all?
not
I can
really.
give you- I can give you a little bit of background if you
Yeah,
want.
yeah. Give me a little bit of background.
Bad Religion had a lot of notoriety before this. They'd started their own record label, Epitaph Records.
Oh,
That's
they started that.
Rek
Okay.
Hurwitz from Bad Religion started that. They were doing really well, and they were approached by Atlantic Records. They were courted by the major label Atlantic Records,
Really?
and this was their first major label release. So
This was on Atlantic?
it was on Atlantic. A lot of people
wow.
said this. They sold out by doing
I
that.
could see that.
It caused a lot of strife within the album. And Brett Gurewitz, the co-songwriter, he wrote about half the songs, and he started Epitaph Records, quit after this album.
Really?
And it wasn't mainly like arguments within the band. He was manning Epitaph Records, and the Offspring. This is 1994. The Offspring just got huge, and they were on Epitaph.
Oh, so he had to do more.
So Epitaph Records was their business was booming, and he wanted to focus on that. So he quit
Yeah.
the band.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but so that's where the Bad Religion was in that stage of their career.
Okay, gotcha. I don't really think that changes the way I feel about the album.
I didn't think it would. It's just
Just some nice
little
background
context.
info.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of background info.
Why don't you delve in,
All right, you know what? I think I'm going to delve in by starting with the first track.
as most people do?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go through a list of songs on an album, you might as well start with the first one, right?
Might as well.
The first song, I mean, the album would be almost lacking if you didn't start with the first track, right? Or
What's a synonym of lacking?
the review would almost be lacking, right?
Yeah,
Like there'd be like a
something
piece-
missing.
There'd be a piece missing.
Yeah, what do you
It,
call it?
it wouldn't feel complete.
It would be
Incomplete.
Oh, which is the name of the song? Incomplete.
Yeah, incomplete. I gave this 4 out of 5. It's a great album opener.
This is the song that made me fall in love with Bad Religion.
Really? They're
give you my quick story. Another quick story.
Yeah, go for
it. When I was young, when I was a Ute, I heard the song "Infected" by Bad Religion.
Yeah, that's on this album.
It was on the radio. My buddy Jake had like Sirius or whatever it was when we were in middle school or like early high school.
Sirius XM?
Yeah, like when we were first getting cars.
That must have been high school.
Yes,
not middle school.
And so I bought this album. Yeah, I was driving, so I was sick. I was freshly a driver, so I was 16. I went to the Exchange in Pittsburgh, and I was like, which album has Infected? And I found it was this album, and I bought it. I stuck it into my CD player, like a Walkman CD player, which had a external cable to a cassette tape deck in my car. Gosh. I stuck it in, and then Incomplete came on the radio, and within the first, 30 seconds, I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard other than Blink-182.
Nice.
And so, there you go.
And so that's why you recommended it for me.
Yep.
So, the one thing I want to say about this song is that there are a lot of great, I believe, metaphors in it. Like a lock without a key, a city with no doors.
Prayer without faith.
Yeah. A temple with no God.
I'm a bullet smashing glass in a silent movie.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's using all these metaphors to say that he's incomplete.
Something's missing.
And then the coolest part is the ending when he doesn't complete the chord progression.
Or the line. Oh, he does complete the line, but the
incomplete, and it's like da 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 da, and it just ends without resolving it.
And the song sounds incomplete.
Exactly the point, Steve.
I know, but we'll move. As if you don't recommend it,
on to track number 2. This song's called "Leave Mine to Me." 3 out of 5.
Fair enough.
On to track number 3. I recommended this song. It's called "Stranger Than Fiction," the title track.
I would not have guessed that.
Really?
I like this song, but it wouldn't be a recommendation for me. It's a good song. I like it, but I'm surprised.
The reason I like it is the lyrical content, which I've learned that since most of the Bad Religion songs sound very similar, you kind of have to like a song because of the lyrical content.
Yeah.
For me anyway.
Even this song's got a different feel.
For me, that's the way it is. So
the main hook, sometimes truth is stranger than fiction.
Yeah, the main hook is sometimes truth is stranger than fiction.
Ain't that the truth?
There's one line where he says, "Life is the crummiest book. There isn't a hook." And so I think kind of with this song, he's talking about the fact that with the idea of sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. Truth you can't change. Like something that's true can't be changed.
So if it's something wild and it's true, then it's strange.
No.
Fiction is made up, so it's...
No. Fiction, the way that I see it, I have no idea what he actually means, but from what I glean from it, is that, we create fiction, you know? And so, how we perceive, the way the world should be, maybe, that's getting light through what we create in fiction, right? So, the way we think the world should be, or the way we think things should be, or we want them to be, we create through fiction. And so sometimes truth, which we can't change, which we cannot manipulate, is stranger than what we can manipulate.
Well, it's stranger because we can't manipulate it.
That's what I'm
I'm agreeing.
So sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. Sometimes truth is more difficult to accept than fiction.
Agreed.
So that's why I like the song. It's kind of a really cool message, and maybe that's not at all what they're saying with it, but that's what I think they're saying.
Do you remember the line where he says, "I want to know why Kerouac cracked"? Mm-hmm. When they, I have a live...
Who's Kerouac again?
Jack Kerouac. He wrote On the Road, like the Beatnik Generation.
Yeah.
I actually have On the Road in my bookshelf somewhere. I don't see it right now, but it's in there somewhere.
It's all good.
I have a live performance from them. I can't remember. Stranger Than Pulp Fiction. I can't remember what they called the live album. Some dumb bootleg.
Yeah.
But it was right after Brett Gurewitz quit, and he says, "I want to know why Gurewitz cracked." So it's just kind of funny. But I'll let you move on.
Or, well, actually, within that realm of thought, maybe sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. If you actually knew why Gurewitz quit, that might be stranger than maybe the idea that he was creating in his mind for why he quit,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So that's the reason that I like that song a lot.
It's a good song.
On to my next recommendation, track number 4. Tiny Voices.
I'm surprised by this also. Fast. It's a fast song.
Very fast song. And again, the reason that I recommended it is because I like the lyrics. Like, they're really, really good. And basically this song is... Okay, so any Bad Religion song that you listen to is going to be loaded with, like, deep meaning.
And big words.
And very big words. And
like,
so it's...
Like we said before on our last podcast episode, I don't remember the number, but the one that we featured Bad Religion.
I believe it was episode 7.
We talk about how Greg Graffin, their singer, and Brett Gurewitz are both very strong intellectuals.
Very intelligent people, yeah.
Greg Graffin has a PhD. And he teaches at Cornell. So he's I think he teaches at Cornell. Or Stanford.
USC...
Either Stanford.
Doesn't he teach somewhere in California?
Well, yeah, Cornell or USC, or no, not USC. It's either Cornell or Stanford.
Okay, he teaches at a college.
He teaches at a college, and he has a PhD.
Yeah,
when he's not touring with Bad Religion.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, what I think this song is about, what I believe it's about, is that there is a like collective subconscious mind in general with like the population or the culture or whatever culture you're from, that brings back a lot of memories of mistakes and things that maybe your either culture or race or whatever else did something wrong, and those haunt people unless they deal with it. So I'm just gonna read a little bit from the chorus. And from somewhere in our black subconscious minds, when we're asleep, comes a haunting, swelling mass of voices, resonating. It screams of forgotten victims and the cries of innocence, and the desperate plea for recognition and recompense. Tiny voices, tiny voices,
tiny voices.
Echoes of our heritage, our long and shallow faces turn the other way. Tiny voices harbor deep within as we outwardly deny that they have something to say. And if you don't confront them, they will never go away. So like all the tiny voices in your head talking about like what the forgotten victims and whatnot, if you don't face them and like acknowledge that they exist, that like that whatever what does he say, black subconscious? So I think he's kind of talking about like a general subconscious of the entire world about past mistakes and whatnot. A collective subconscious.
Yeah.
And so that's why I recommended it, because of it's very true. Like you have to, as a people, as human beings, you have to realize the past and learn from history.
And listen to it.
To correct the future. So
otherwise we're bound to make
we are
mistakes.
Doomed to repeat. So that's why I recommended that song, because of the great message.
Word.
Track number 5, 4 out of 5. It's called the Handshake. This song is about how people are basically superficial all the time.
Yeah, handshake is a F-U.
One of the lines is everybody is lying for patronage.
Yeah,
so
don't patronize me. Don't you patronize me.
Not really the same thing, but
don't you patronize me.
That's not what patronage means.
I don't care. It sounds close enough.
Patronage means like people shopping at your store or buying your product.
Yeah, patronizing.
No. There's no way that's not right.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
I'm pretty sure it is. While you talk, I'm
going to
Google this.
So basically, he uses the metaphor of a handshake to be like people are always kind of superficial. I think one of the lines is he says, whenever you shake someone's hand, it feels like they're your best friend, but actually it's just superficiality. So, and then one of the lines, the line that I kind of think sums up the song mostly is everybody is lying for patronage. So everybody's lying for selfish reasons. Everybody is putting out that superficial handshake for selfish reasons only, and not many people are actually honest.
Patronage, the third definition, a patronizing or condescending manner.
Yeah, what's the first definition?
The support or
given by a patron.
By a patron, yeah.
That's the definition he's using.
But this definition, the third definition, comes from the same word. So it has the same context.
Bring it up again, though.
No, I closed it. Let's move on.
I'm right.
I'm
You're
right
wrong.
too.
No, you're wrong.
We're both
Because
right. Everybody's right.
They're probably a different form of the verb, form of the word. It's probably like a noun or an action, and then whatever else. So everybody lying for patronage.
To everyone listening, I didn't listen to a single word that Jesse just said, so I know that I'm right.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to track number 6.
This isn't the dictionary podcast.
I did not recommend the handshake, but I talked way too much about it because I like the message.
Fair enough.
Track number 6. As you can see, I scribbled out a bunch of stuff here.
Did you almost recommend
I almost recommended the song "Better Off Dead." Almost.
Then I guess the song's better off dead.
It's an honorable mention, though.
Fast.
Super fast.
I'm sorry. Good harmonies.
It's a song from God's point of view on the world. It's very interesting, so check it out if you want to.
Good song.
On to track number 7, which is also an honorable mention. I give it 4.5 out of 5. It's one of the slower songs in the album.
And not slow like a soft song, slow tempo.
Slow tempo. That's all. Yeah, that's
almost
what
like
I mean
a dragging type sound.
Yeah. So there are a couple songs that are slow, and I was torn between recommending. I wanted to recommend one of the slow songs, and I was torn between this one and obviously "Slumber," which is the one that we'll get to it eventually. That I did recommend.
Fair enough, but "Infected" is a great song.
Yeah. I'm infected. You infect me, or something like that.
Now here I am. How about I freak out? I wanna start that. Yeah.
Anyway, on to track number 8. Special guest appearance.
Sorry, I keep saying "Infected."
Special guest appearance on this song. It's called "Television." Tim the Time Bomb.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Richard Dawson from Family Feud.
What?
It's called Television, so I was thinking of a great TV host.
Oh my gosh, you couldn't have said like Jimmy Fallon or
someone
else?
In all honesty, the very first host, like game show host that I thought of was Richard
Family
Dawson.
Feud.
Like the 70s Family Feud, not even the new one.
Oh my gosh, Steve Harvey is hilarious.
I love Steve Harvey. But Richard Dawson was kind of creepy. You ever watch the old Family Feud?
No.
Where he would like, every time there was like, he would introduce himself to the families. Any girl was on there, he would like kiss.
He'd be like, "Oh, hello."
And then he would like lean and kiss her. And I was like, oh, this is weird.
This is strange.
But I love the show, so.
But anyway, Tim Armstrong sings on this song.
What band's he from?
From Rancid.
Nice.
And so whenever I first heard it, I was like, Tim Armstrong is on this song. Awesome.
Oh, hello, Tim.
I gave that 4 out of 5.
Who was a Epitaph Record member.
Yes.
So maybe that's their, well, obviously punk bands, but
Obviously.
yeah.
But track number 9.
Hooray!
Individual. I gave it 3 out of 5. Hooray! That's the next song, Steve. You crazy?
Oh yeah.
Track number 10 is called Hooray for Me. What are these 3 dots called? Ellipses?
I believe so.
Ellipses, yeah.
Hooray for
Hooray
me.
for me,
dot.
ellipses. I'll let you guys listen to that song. It's 4 out of 5. It's pretty darn good.
Fun song.
On to my next track that I recommend, track number 11. The song is called Slumber.
Like a slumber party.
No, not at all.
Slumber party, wow.
Actually, I did read something interesting on your favorite lyric site, Lyric Genius.
It's a great site, isn't it?
Yeah, apparently this song was like not originally a punk song. As it's quoted here, Greg Graffin saying, "It was a lullaby for my first child, but the actual lullaby is slightly different in form and has slightly different words."
Oh, interesting.
So apparently it was a lullaby for his son at first.
That's really interesting.
But then he changed it to this song, which is pretty darn good.
If thinking about how the song sounds, I could see that, like if he slowed down and stripped down some of the music. Yeah.
And also in the message, like overall, this is a very positive and uplifting song.
Which is not always the case with
and
punk rock.
It kind of has like a depressing message, but it's kind of uplifting at the same time. I want to read a little bit from the lyrics. Basically, this song is saying like there are 2 ways to live life. Either you're going to look at life very positively or negatively. The second verse says, "Well, now do you feel a little better? Lift up your head and walk away, knowing we're all in this together for such a short time anyway. There is just no time to parade around sulking. I would rather laugh than cry. The rich, the poor, the strong, the weak, we share this place together." And then one of the last lines is, I'll just read the last lines. "If life makes you scared and bitter, at least it's not for very long."
Yeah.
Slumber will come soon.
Slumber will come soon.
And so it's kind of in the vein of like, we've got this one life. Either you're going to look at it negatively or positively. Either you're going to be cynical and bitter about life, or you're going to like find the joy in life.
Nice.
And so that's why I like it. And also there's a Picardy third at the end. So
I love Picardy thirds.
that is why I also like it.
Nice.
And that's why I recommended it. So on to track number 12. I'm going to go through these next ones pretty fast. There's only one more that I recommended.
These are bonus tracks.
So track number 12, I give it 4 out of 5. It's called Marked. It's super fast, and basically
It's super fast.
Basically, the idea is that everything you do leaves a mark on your soul. Like everything.
In fact, that's one of the direct lyrics. Everything you do leaves a mark on your soul.
So like everything you do affects you.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's a great song. I love that one.
Track number 13 is called Inner Logic. All I wrote down for this song is I'm not even going to try to decipher what this means.
If you guys look up the lyrics, there are some huge words in there.
Yeah.
They're huge.
Automatons and whatnot.
Yeah. Sequestering.
But I gave that 4 out of 5 though. It's still a good song.
I love that. I like the song a lot.
Track number 14, What It Is.
I don't know what it is.
I give it 4 out of 5, and basically the song is about like searching for the meaning of life, essentially, because he doesn't know what it is. Track number 15 is the last one I recommend, and it's the last song on the album. And the song is called 21st Century and then in parentheses Digital Boy.
Did you know this wasn't the original version?
Yeah, I read that today.
Okay.
There was a version before.
Yeah, on their album Against the Grain.
Yeah. And keep in mind that this song came out in 94. And he's talking about, like, the song is basically about, like, the new technologies and whatnot. And
I think I read the label wanted them to put this one on there.
oh, really?
I could be
Like
wrong.
like a redo of it?
I think so, because they thought it was a good song. I could be wrong.
Yeah. But this song also has a Picardy third. So that's just awesome. And that is the last one that I recommend. So
Fair enough.
give the album a listen.
That was a great album. Now let me go on to Arcade Fire's The Suburbs.
Yes.
So this is a big, big album. It's
Yes,
a lot
it
to
is.
swallow and digest. It's 16 songs, so
Especially in just 2 weeks.
yeah,
Well,
and 2 weeks is a long
same
time.
with this Bad Religion album, though.
Yeah, but this song's a lot to digest. It's a
album?
concept album about the suburbs.
Yeah.
I read that their singer, Win Butler, said that it's not like a love. I can't remember how he phrased it. He's like, it's not a love song or an indictment about the suburbs. It's merely a letter from the suburbs. So he's not saying like he loves the suburbs or he hates the suburbs. He's just saying it's a song about the suburbs.
An
So I
album
think-
about the suburbs.
Yeah, an album, yeah. So I thought that was kind of cool. It's a really cohesive album, super ambitious, and it works as a whole. Unfortunately,
really well.
I think it kind of leaves you from having standout or standalone tracks some of the time. Not as much as there's Decemberists' Hazards of Love, because you need to listen to that one front to back.
And I personally think that you have to listen to this one front to back as well.
I do too. That's why I'm saying it's hard to find
It's
a
hard.
standalone.
It's hard. And I think that's kind of a good thing.
It's a good thing and a bad thing.
Like, I'm sure they released...
situational.
I'm
It's
sure
situational.
they probably released singles.
Oh yeah, they did for sure.
But, like...
But I would say it's situational, because if I only want to listen to one song, I'm more likely to listen to
something else.
something else. Not that there aren't songs on here that I would individually
Not listen to?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
either way, it's a great whole album. I would recommend listening to it front to back. But let's delve in and see what we do. Before I go
good.
on, I recommend 3, and I've got 3 honorable mentions.
Okay.
So I'll touch upon them the most, and everything else I won't.
Everything else, literally just say the title and your rating. And
I'll
that's
try.
it.
All right, so song number 1 is called The Suburbs, and my rating for it is Star Wars Pod Racing arcade game.
Did you do just arcade games?
Yes, I did. Games that you can find at arcades like Dave & Buster's or anything like that.
Is one of the ratings the hamburger game?
We'll see.
I hope so. That's a really hard game.
I love Star Wars Pod Racing. I recommend this song, and it's my favorite, actually.
Really?
Believe it or not.
Wow.
I love this song.
I'm surprised.
This song is over 5 minutes long. Wow. That's
Also surprised by
insane.
that. In the suburbs,
It's got a really happy tone with this like honky-tonk vaudeville piano. You know what I'm talking about? Like when I hear that piano come in, I feel like I'm in a Western walking into a saloon. I want to... As soon as I hear that, I want to kick off my spurs on my boots and,
You want to take off?
and huck a big loogie into the spittoon.
You want to take off your spats? Kick open the saloon door. Say, "Give me a shot of whiskey."
Take out the dip of tobacco. Powder, boys.
Yeah,
Just a piano line.
Give me the bottle.
Yeah, but the reason why it's my favorite is because it's so darn catchy, and
Oh wow.
the chorus is sometimes I can't believe it.
I'm moving past the feeling.
I found myself singing this a lot to myself.
I can't believe it.
But in context of the album, it really sets up the album because it
Yes.
talks about being in the suburbs.
It does a lot.
And it kind of talks about like searching for nostalgia when it's hard to almost recapture that feeling, like searching for that feeling, like sometimes, you know.
Sometimes I can't believe it. I'm moving past the feeling.
And then
Again.
they explore that theme even more within the album.
I would say that line kind of
Is the album.
Is the album, yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the end, they also say that a lot.
Another interesting little tidbit is they talk about a suburban war
Yeah.
in this song. And later on in the album, there's a song called Suburban War. And in the song Suburban War, they repeat the first verse of this song, which I won't read it right now, but they repeat it, which is kind of cool. They tie the two songs together.
Yeah.
And I will touch more upon that later.
Okay.
Moving on to song number 2, which is called Ready to Start. It's a faster, it's got cool guitar tone. That's all I'm going to say. Here's my rating. Broken Donkey Kong arcade machine.
Oh, it's like it's a great game that you wish it was working.
Yeah, it's just like I know the value in this song, and I think it's cool. It just doesn't do much for me.
Gotcha. I really like that song.
I don't dislike it. It's just
Now I'm ready to start.
it's not my song. But
Gotcha.
song number 3 is called Modern Man. It's a reflective song, and thematically, they're looking for purpose, like trying to find the answer to why they're there, like why
Yeah.
you know. I gave it a rating of Pong.
Pong.
Good
Nice.
standard, I guess. You know, started a lot of other things, but I wouldn't go play it.
There you go.
I respect it.
There you go.
Song number 4 is called Rococo. This song was inspired by Bob and Doug McKenzie.
No, it was.
I had to.
Rococo.
This is a super fun song. I didn't recommend it, and I didn't give it an honorable mention, but it was borderline for both, actually.
Yeah, I really like this song.
Super fun, really catchy song about
Let's
kids.
go downtown and talk to the modern kids.
And it's kind of interesting. They're talking about modern kids right after the song Modern Man.
Yeah.
Very intentional, I think. But this song's about kids trying to fit in and conform. Am I right?
Rococo, rococo, rococo.
What does the word rococo mean? And and right before that, they
it's
talk
just
about
gibberish.
kids
It's
saying
just
big words they
gibberish.
don't understand, right?
Yeah, it's just gibberish.
Yeah. So
Wait,
but I like the
does
song.
rococo actually mean something?
No,
No,
I
yeah,
think that's. I think
It's
it's
just gibberish. That's the point.
I think it's a meta term.
A meta term.
Yeah, like talking about the song itself in the theme.
Yeah.
But I gave
Makes
this a
sense.
rating of skee ball because I like it a lot.
Skee ball. Nice.
It's you know, I will always have a good time when I'm playing skee ball.
Yeah, that's a...
Not the first thing I flock to, but I always enjoy it.
I really like that song a lot.
Song number 5 is Empty Room. The first thing I said is, if you don't know what Jesse did right there,
I tried to...
he's not doing a turkey impression. Here's my first line. I said,
That
holy
does-
strings.
That does kind of sound like a
Because it
turkey.
was violin palooza at the very beginning.
That's my bad.
It's violins super fast. But this is the first song fronted by
the lady singer.
Wynn's wife.
Yeah.
Her name is, and pardon my pronunciation, Regine Chesney.
I believe it's just Regine
Chesney.
Chesson.
Chesson.
Because
Regine Chesson.
Because you know how the French like to add a whole bunch of
Yeah.
letters at the end of a word that aren't pronounced.
Yeah. But this is a fast and fun song. Like, it's very happy, but it's about being lonely.
Empty room.
Which reminds me of past songs that we talked about, like that Fiction Family about like a sad house being painted with major chords.
Yeah.
So it's a sad.
Because what's one of the lines in this song? Oh wait, never mind.
Who knows?
I
But
can't
here's
remember.
what I'm saying. The title says it all. Empty
Yeah,
room, lonely.
Empty room. Yeah.
I gave it a rating of air hockey because same as skee ball. It's something I think is always fun.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to choose that first.
Yep.
So next song is
I like
City
that song
with
a lot.
No Children, which I gave an honorable mention.
Okay.
I gave it a rating of Cruisin' USA, one of the best car racing games started at all.
What about 2046? Is that what it's called?
I have no idea what that is, so it doesn't pertain.
Yeah, it's better, guaranteed.
Well, since I don't know what it is, and I'm the one giving the rating system, it doesn't pertain to my rating system.
I guess you're right.
You're right.
Well, if had I known what that game was, then it would make a difference.
Rush. It was for N64 as well. Rush 20.
Oh, that sounds
something
familiar,
or
but I
other.
can't remember.
I think
I'm talking about-
they made it into an arcade game.
I'm talking about the arcade. Cause
Yeah, they
I've-
made it into an arcade game.
Either way, City with No Children is a more stripped down song. It's very catchy and a cool song about losing admiration or excitement about where you came from, like your hometown.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that. We'll move on. Song number 7 is called Half-Light 1.
Half-Light 1.
I gave this a rating of Miss Pac-Man. It's about growing up and viewing your home in a different light. Mm-hmm. Half-Light number 2 is an honorable mention, and I gave it Pac-Man. Because everyone loves Pac-Man more than Miss Pac-Man. It's true. They gave Miss Pac-Man
That's a good analogy.
Miss Pac-Man completes Pac-Man. Right?
Yes. I would have given it Pac-Man for both, because I like both of them a lot.
Half-Light number 1, it's good, but it's
slower.
not better. But I think Pac-Man, or I think Half-Light 2. It's actually Half-Light 2, parentheses, no celebration, end parentheses.
Yeah, no celebration.
I think it's better with Pac-Man 1. And like Half-Light 1, it's about growing up and examining your home. And I got to read one, even though it's not a recommendation, I have to read one line.
That's fine. That's fine. It's an honorable mention.
The line is, "In this town where I was born, I now see through dead man's eyes."
Yeah.
And
so, like, the luster of life that he saw when he was a child is gone now.
And even to expand upon that, when he's seeing it, if through a dead man's eyes, it's someone who is alive but is now dead. So the town hasn't changed, he has.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a pretty similar thing that people can relate to.
Through a dead man's eyes.
Your hometown doesn't really change. Like, obviously it'll change in little respects, but
Small changes.
for the most part, your hometown stays the same. You change as you grow up.
Yeah.
And I really like that line. On to song number 9, which is called Suburban War, which I referred to in the first song.
Yes.
I recommend this song, and I
wow.
gave it Blues Brothers Pinball.
Oh, wow.
Great music, great game, double combo whammy.
Double combo whammy.
It's got a really nice, slow, arpeggiated guitar. I wouldn't even. I don't know if I would say
Hashtag double combo
arpeggiated. Would you? Double combo whammy.
Hashtag
Whammy?
double combo whammy.
Double combo whammy. When we tweet out this episode, we'll do that.
Maybe. If
But
we
this song's
remember.
about an old friend and like having some sort of like falling out.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like growing up and growing apart.
Is that the song where he's like, "You grew your hair out, so I grew mine out as well"?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's a movie that I believe I briefly told you about
You
called
did, yes.
called Scenes from the Suburbs, directed by Spike Jonze.
Oh,
really
really?
well known. He directed Her, I believe.
Yeah, I love
He
that
directed Where the Wild Things Are,
movie. Yep.
which had the Arcade Fire song
Yeah, so
in
he
the
must
trailer.
like-
So
he
there
must
has
like
to be a
Arcade
connection.
Fire a lot, yeah.
Yeah, and he directed John Malkovich. Crazy weird movie.
Haven't seen that one yet.
But regardless, I started watching part of this movie, and the theme of this song and the theme of the very first song are very prevalent in that movie about growing up and trying to revisit your old memories, but kind of being fuzzy on them, trying to relive those memories, but not being able to reconnect.
Yeah.
And so in that movie, they touch upon that briefly, and it's got its own story, but it's kind of about that. Really interesting.
How long is the movie?
It's like 25 minutes long. It's
Okay.
a short film. You can find it on Vimeo.
On Vimeo, okay.
Vimeo.
I'll have to look that up.
Since I did recommend the song, I gotta say one really cool, notable thing is that they have probably 3/4 of the way through they speed up and there's like a tempo shift.
They use the same guitar line.
And which I was about to say, the same
But just
slow
sped up.
arpeggiated guitar line, but double time. They speed
What
it
is
up.
it?
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
And so it gives you a different feel. The drums come in, and they come in with this one line that says, "All my old friends, they don't know me now."
Yeah.
And so how that's
What's the one line? I really like one line in that song where he says something about you're basically like a car light or like a distant star. Never mind, I can't remember. It was really good though.
they in both of those Half-Light songs, they talk about light referring to your hometown by looking at it in a half light, like partially covered by the darkness because you can't see it fully.
Yeah.
And so that's a thematic thing. The next song, track
Onward.
number 10, is called Month of May.
Great song.
Did not recommend.
This is this is the most different song on the entire album.
which
I'd
I
say.
will say. Here's what my note says: "You're out of your element, Winnie." Instead of "you're out of your element, Donnie." It's a very fast.
I get it now.
Instead of Donnie.
Instead of Donnie, yeah.
It's a fast, fun song. It's super like rocky.
You're out of your element, Donnie.
And it does sound like they're out of their element.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
It's weird, but I like
it's
it.
Much different than the rest of the album.
It doesn't sound like anything else on the rest of the album.
Yeah.
I think they put it in the front of the out like this portion because it's a really big change of pace. Like if you're playing a record, this like I don't know if this is the flip side.
It might be actually.
It might be the start of the B, but it changes everything.
Gonna make a record in the month of May. In the month of May.
I did actually read
In the month of May.
a quote from Win Butler, their singer / songwriter guitar player, and he was talking about how they were having a rehearsal where they live, and it was like 93 degrees, and it was super windy, and there was hail, and they were hearing all these crazy things while they're trying to rehearse. And they're like, that mood encompasses what we wanted to have the theme of this song be.
Huh.
So that's interesting. Rating wise, I gave it Time Crisis.
Oh, nice.
Fun game, and
Very
a lot
fun
happens.
and intense.
Yes.
That's good. I like that rating.
I thought it would be a good one. Song number 11 is called Wasted Hours.
Love
It
it.
slows down way big time from the last one.
Love it.
Very catchy, very contemplative.
All those wasted hours.
And it's literally about growing up and like wasting hours in your youth. Like being, you know about being a kid and wasting time. Like doing nothing and wasting time.
Throwing Buzz Lightyear off a trampoline and watching him break. Yeah, I know.
No purpose,
Exactly.
but you're having fun by wasting times.
Yeah.
But in the same time, you're almost waiting to get out of town. Wasting hours waiting.
Yeah.
Here's my rating for that song. And I couldn't remember the name of the game, so I gave it... It's probably like PGA Tour, but I gave it this reading. That golf game with the white ball that you spin to swing the club. You know what I mean?
I
That
know
big white
I know
ball
exactly
that
what
you
you mean.
go...
Where you go.
Good song, but
Zoidberg.
didn't recommend. Song number 12, Deep Blue, is an honorable mention.
Like it. I love it a lot.
And I gave it this rating. Guitar Hero Arcade.
Nice.
Because everyone loves that.
Yeah.
And it's fun. There's a line always. But the home version's better.
Yeah.
This song's about technology. Straight up. There's no interpretation.
No hidden meanings.
Yeah. I mean, there might be some, but it's pretty straightforward about technology and its effect on us. A pretty cool line is he says, Kasparov Deep Blue 1996. You know what that's reference to?
No.
In the year 1996, the Deep Blue computer beat Garry Kasparov, the world champion of chess, at
really?
the game of chess.
Kasparov Deep Blue 1996.
You've heard of that, right? Like a computer being a chess player?
No.
You never heard of that?
No.
I've heard of that before, but I didn't know what the name of the computer.
That's crazy.
And so that's an interesting thing. Like they were
Insane.
saying, could you have predicted where technology would be today?
That's crazy.
Interesting perspective now in the song, huh?
Wow. That's so weird.
But my favorite line from the song is the very end when he says, "Hey, put the cell phone down for a while. In the night, there's something wild. Can you hear it breathing?" And so,
Is this a song where he says, it's funny how something so small can keep you alive? That's later, right?
I can't remember. But there's also, going off different from what you're talking about now,
Kasparov,
melody-wise, they go, la, 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 la. And I really love that melody.
Love it.
Moving on, since we're a little constrained with time, song number 13 is called We Used to Wait, and I gave this song...
That's the song that has the line I just said. Yep.
I know you love this song. I gave it a rating of Galaga because that's a great game everyone loves.
Classic.
The piano intro sound reminds me of the 80s, kind of. It's very piano-driven at the very beginning. And it's got a cool theme about life before technology.
Yep.
So it's tied directly with the last song.
Yeah.
Super intentional with how they sequence these songs.
He talks about like how we used to wait for letters to arrive.
I was just about to say it. We used to write letters and wait for them to arrive.
We used to sign our name.
Yeah, we used to wait.
We used to wait
because
for like that.
You didn't have a phone. You didn't have the answers at your fingertips. You didn't have immediacy.
This is kind of just like 21st century digital boy.
Yeah.
Like we used to have this old no technology where you had to wait for an answer. You had to wait for someone to send you a letter back instead of that instant gratification. Mm-hmm. So
good song. I almost wanted to honorable mention it, but I couldn't.
I really, really want to mention this line again. I just love this line. Where it says, "It's funny how something so small can keep you alive." Now, what do you guys think that means? I believe it means our cell phones, our smartphones.
I could see that.
It's
because we put so much value into it.
How something so small can keep you alive. You know, like keep you going and keep you connected with everything. And it's so weird because like
Or-
literally it's just a piece of like, you know, whatever this is
I
made
can't
of.
remember the entirety of the lyrics, but could he be referring to like something so small as the lack of technology kept us alive back then?
Perhaps, but
It's open for interpretation.
I interpret it as
Yeah.
it's funny how a cell phone that's connected to everything can keep you alive.
I could be wrong, but that's another
I
inverse way to look
actually
at it.
never thought about that. That's very
Because-
interesting.
When you think of like civilizations without technology, they're small, they're inadequate, they're not with the time. So they're, you know, something small like that.
But I think in the context of the song, though,
Maybe.
it's probably
Could be.
cell phones. I don't know. Maybe I'm
Interesting way to look at it. We'll have to revisit the
could
lyrics
be
sometime.
wrong. We don't
Listen to it yourself and find out.
unless they tell us. Unless the creators of the song tell us exactly what they mean, we have no idea.
We're guessing. But listen
Yeah.
to yourself and see what you think.
Yeah.
On the song number 14, which is called Sprawl 1, parentheses, Flatland, end parentheses, I'll give my description.
And parentheses.
No, I'll give my rating first.
Okay, go for it.
Arcade on fire. And here's
You
my
don't like
description. This song exists for the sake of the next song.
Well, doesn't that give it worth?
Yeah, which is why I didn't say it's the worst song in the world.
You said arcade on fire.
Yeah, which is still an arcade.
Destruction. Arcade being destroyed has no more value.
Well, it has value in nostalgia because this song is about nostalgia and driving through your old
Okay,
town. So
okay.
how about that?
Nice segue.
It was a nice save.
That
How
was
about
good. That was a good save. Yeah.
Because I don't
Because you
dislike
were-
the song.
you were wrong,
I was just trying to
it's
make
a
a fun
great
joke.
song,
It's
because-
it's a fine song and it really works in the context
Because
of the
you
album.
know what? Without this song, your next recommendation would have no meaning.
Perhaps. Which means song number 15 is called Sprawl 2, Mountains Beyond Mountains, and I gave this a rating of Dig Dug, my
Nice.
favorite arcade game.
Nice.
But it's not my favorite song. It's my second favorite song.
Yeah.
But it's my last recommendation.
So
and
good.
this is the second and last song that Regine, whatever her last name is,
Yeah, sings
wife
on.
of Will Butler, female, she sings
Win
on this
Butler.
song.
Win
I'm
Butler.
sorry, Win.
Not
yes.
Will Butler.
Win, brother of Will.
Yes.
Here's my description of this song, how it sounds. I think it sounds like a mix between Blondie's Heart of Glass. Do you know the song? Mm-hmm. Once in love, but it was a guest. Soon found out the heart of glass. So it's like a mix of that and MGMT's Time to Pretend.
Oh yeah. That's a good song.
But when that comes in with all the electronic stuff. So if you
Yeah.
put those two together, I think that's an accurate representation of this song.
Yeah. Okay.
The song is so galdern catchy.
Oh my gosh,
it's
I
so
know.
electronic and so dancey. And in fact, I think this song would fit perfectly with their new album.
Yeah. Well,
The direction
not
that they
perfectly, but this song kind
not
of like,
thematically, sound
it's kind of like a precursor to their newest
the
album.
dancey,
dancey like 80s
Electronics,
electronic
disco
disco,
sounding.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just the feel, not what it's about. The song's about longing to make something of yourself. Most likely about like from an artistic perspective, like as a singer or so, trying to make something about yourself from a small town and wanting to escape that town. Because the first line she says, she started to sing and everyone's like, "Stop being pretentious and just punch your card."
Stop being
to work.
pretentious and just punch the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here, I just want to quote the chorus because I think it's really
I
good.
love it. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to read the entirety of the chorus. Sometimes I wonder if the world's so small that we can never get away from the sprawl.
And the sprawl being like the expansion of like suburbs and whatnot.
Yes. Living in the sprawl, dead shopping malls rise like mountains beyond mountains, and there's no end in sight. I need darkness. Someone please cut the lights.
Yeah.
And so she's like ready to get out of here and pursue what she wants to pursue.
Yeah.
But she's stuck, and so she's saying, "Someone just make it so I can't see that I'm
This
stuck."
has
Right?
a lot of like similarities to No Cars Go. You remember that song?
Yes,
Where he's like, I know a place where no cars go.
longing to go there.
It's like longing to go to a place where you're not just away from civilization, but away from like all the burdens and hardships that it brings.
and the theme, like the verses are super great. There's a reference to cops shining lights on them, which
Yeah.
directly refers to the
last
first
song.
song, which is Sprawl number 1.
Previous song.
Yeah. But it's good. I think the chorus says it all. Feel free to listen to the song and investigate the verses for yourself.
Yeah, and there's also a key change
Which I was
in it.
about to refer to.
Yep.
Later on in the song, there's a key change, which is an instrumental key change, because after that, they come straight back to the same key with the vocals.
Yeah.
Because they don't stay in that new key for the rest of the song. They come back. But it's very interesting. What do you?
Nice key change though. It actually works.
What do you think? I have a hard time understanding the key change.
Why they have it?
Yeah. Do you,
I think it's probably just for variety.
it definitely gives variety. I'll say that.
The vocals aren't also in the same key change. I'm pretty sure they are.
No, I'll show you later. If you listen to the
Fairly
melody,
certain it's not the same.
I'll show you the melody after this, and it's in the same key. Trust me.
You play it on your computer, and I'll play it on my phone, and we'll see.
I will. But I was having a hard time like trying to figure out if there's like a thematic reason why they key changed, because it definitely gives variety. I will back you there. But I like the key change. I don't dislike it. And this song's also over 5 minutes long, almost 5.5, but I still recommend it. Yahoo!
Which is surprising for you.
All in all, I think this is a very... Oh, no, there's one track left. I'm so sorry. Sorry.
It's kind of the outro.
I'm so sorry.
Outro in a way.
Song number 16, my apologies, is called The Suburbs Continued.
Yep.
This song revisits the hook of the first song, but slower, obviously.
Sometimes I can't.
But before that, hold on. Before that, he says, "If I could have it back, all the time we wasted, I'd only waste it again."
Yeah.
So then he repeats the chorus, and so it's like the nostalgia.
Like you would make the same mistakes, even though you think maybe you would, if you had time back, you would make different choices. You probably would make the same mistakes again.
And he repeats the chorus from the first song, which kind of says that. Like I'm trying to get that feeling back, but I can't almost. Like I can't remember everything. I can't connect to it.
Yeah.
But I would still love to relive that.
So overall...
So it's like... It's a love-hate relationship with the suburbs. I'd love to go back there, even though I can't relate 100%.
It's almost...
I want to relate, but I can't.
It's a love-hate as in, like...
It was...
You're idealistic about the fact that you want to go back, but then reality hits you and you're like, even if I did go back, it wouldn't make a difference.
Do you want to know what I rated the last song?
What?
Take a guess.
Contra. I don't know.
No, arcade games.
That's an arcade game.
I don't know that arcade
Contra
game.
3, Contra 1, Contra 2.
Come on, think about what we talked about earlier in the podcast.
When
When you found out what my rating system was.
Tekken.
When you found out what my rating system was, what did you say? I hope you rate something.
Oh, the hamburger game.
The burger game!
If you guys have never played this burger game, it's hilarious.
It's similar to Mario where you walk up and down ladders and move across. Donkey Kong. But you're supposed to build a burger by like knocking the bun, the burger, and the vegetables, all the fun things.
Down these platforms to the bottom where it makes a full burger.
Yeah.
And it's so hard. It's such a difficult game to play.
It's hard to complete the burger, just as it was hard for Arcade Fire to complete this album. But success was worthy, and they prevailed, and it was rewarding.
Yeah, exactly.
How about that?
It's a fun game.
In the game, they reward you with points, and this album, it's a rewarding listen. Here's what I have to say. It's a great concept album, super rewarding to listen to the whole album the whole way through. And I would recommend...
times. You have to listen to it multiple times.
Here's what I would recommend. I would recommend listening to it the way that I attacked the album, which is listen to it like, I don't know, 6-7 times through the whole way, then listening along with the lyrics. Because for me, I love to familiarize myself with how it sounds, the melodies, the harmonies, the hooks, everything, and then listen to the lyrics.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Why don't we give a final rating of these beers?
Let me give my beer another sip just to see if it's changed at all.
Yeah, I will say that this beer has gotten much better as it got warmer.
I mean, I can definitely taste the hops a lot more, but I still love this. It's not hoppy. It's not bitter. I mean, super hoppy.
You want to do a little switcheroo?
We'll do a switch to see if we change our minds at all for any odd reason. Oh, your beer. I taste the spices a lot more in yours.
Yeah. That one kind of tastes the same, just a little bit less cold.
Yeah.
This one...
I taste the spices way more in yours.
Way
agree.
Better.
I agree. Both great beers. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Before we finish these, let's give our
recommendations
for next week.
For next week.
What I'm going to recommend for you is an album called Green Star by the band Pears.
Oh, nice.
I know you've heard... I think you've heard the album briefly in passing from me.
Briefly, whenever we're in the car, whenever I'm in your car,
you've heard it.
If you've had it on.
It's a great album.
I'm excited because what I've heard, I liked.
Yes, I think you'll like it a lot.
So I'm excited for that. I am going to recommend you an album by Neutral Milk Hotel.
Oh, okay. The Jesus Christ album?
No. I mean, that's part of the song.
Well, that's what I meant.
but it's called In the
Airplane Over the Sea?
I believe is what it's called. Let me check real quick.
Believe it or not, I've had this album on my computer since high school. Have I ever listened to it?
That was because
No.
of
My buddy John Hartman.
Yeah.
He's got a great taste in music, even though he doesn't
does.
like to listen to music all the time.
He really does. Because what else did he recommend you?
Oh, so many albums.
Something else.
Spoon, Dispatch.
Yeah, exactly.
So many great stuff. He's got a great taste in music. Shout out John Hartman, even though I don't think he listens.
Shout out John Hartman. Yeah, it's called In the Airplane Over the Sea.
Okay.
And Aero spelled A-E-R-O plane.
Aeroplane.
Instead of like A-I-R plane.
Fair enough.
So-
All right, well, let's finish these brews and,
Yeah, well, you know what?
and have a
why don't
hippity
we,
hoppity hoop.
Why don't we finish it?
Okay. Well,
Shib-
here it goes. Delicious as always. Thank you guys so much for
So
listening.
good.
We
Yes,
love
thank you
each
so
and every
much
one
for
of you
listening.
listeners. My name is Stephen Johnston.
My name is Jesse Titus.
And regardless of how sing-songy our names are, this has been American Brews and Tunes.
Yeah, we will see you in 2 weeks, everybody. Peace.
Here's a theme song, you know it's not a mean song. It's a good song, just as it should song. American Brews and Tunes. Shibbity-bee.